Welcome, dirty peasants, to episode 32 of Wartwood Gazette, the Amphibia Podcast. This week we'll be covering Amphibia Season 3, Episode 8, Hollywood Hop Hop and If You Give a Frog a Cookie. I'm your host, Thumbaticon, and joining me today we have Lemur,
Hello.
Pixels,
What's up, y'all?
and Nick.
How you guys doing?
Alright, thanks guys for coming on. News this week. Matt tweeted out that if you get Frog Cookie, Froggy Little Christmas wasn't actually intended to be the mid-season finale of 3A. That was actually episode 10, which is revealed to be another 22-minute long episode. So we'll probably get into speculation about that next week. But aside from that, we also got a couple of promos for Froggy Little Christmas. We'll cover that later. Did I get everything?
I think that's about it for this week.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Because I feel like they're gonna gear up all their advertisement for Froggy Little Christmas, because it is a Christmas episode.
Right. Okay, then with that, we can probably get right into the episode. So, starting off with Hollywood Hop Hop, which was directed by Roxanne Cole, written by Michelle Cavan, and storyboards by Elysia Arosha and Danny Ducker. So, the episode starts off with Anne and the Planners on a tour bus going through Hollywood, and Hop Hop is amazed by how Earth actually respects its actors, and then Anne corrects him that they're treated like gods on Earth. He kind of wants to. He wishes he could be an actor, but then Anne corrects him that since the federal government's after him, he can't really. They have to keep a low profile, but while she's talking, Hop Hop has already ditched the tour bus and ran off. Eventually, he bumps into an old man named Humphrey. Is that correct, Humphrey?
Yeah, Humphrey.
Humphrey, yeah. And then he finds out that there's a bunch of old people in line for auditions for some commercial. And then Humphrey insists that, and before we go forward, Humphrey has a lot of similarities to Hop Hop in appearance. And then the casting crew accidentally mistakes him for Hop Hop for Humphrey. And then that's when Humphrey gets the idea to get him to audition, and then lets Hop Hop go in front of him and get a chance since he's new in town. So Hop Hop goes in. He doesn't read the lines, I'm not 100% sure, but the casting crew wasn't really that impressed. But then once Hop Hop just he does his normal Hop Hop routine where he just says, "Say what?" And then all of a sudden the casting crew are just taken away by that performance and just offer him the part for the commercial. So yeah, Hop Hop just walks Anne and the Planners are looking for Hop Hop and they mistake Humphrey for Hop Hop. Hop Hop is happy that he got the part, but then he kind of feels bad that he possibly took the role from Humphrey, but Humphrey's totally fine with it. He's just happy that a nice guy like Hop Hop got the part. So Anne's kind of worried that this is going to raise too much suspicion, but since it's just a small commercial, she doesn't imagine it getting out too big or getting too big. But then the next morning, Anne's eating breakfast, and then she sees Hop Hop on the TV, and he's doing he's everywhere. He's on every channel, and Anne's panicking about this, but everyone else, including Anne's parents, are amazed that Hop Hop has made it big in LA. So Anne is worried that Mr. X may have seen this, but then Anne's parents insist that he's like a federal agent. He doesn't have time for like watch TV. And then at that moment, we cut to Mr. X in his at his place, and he's just eating breakfast and just watching whatever show he's watching. And then all of a sudden, he sees Hop Up on TV, and then immediately sources it to like the studio lot that actually filmed the commercial in the first place. So Anne and the planners are back on the tour bus. They're seeing all the merchandise that's popping up with Hop Hop on it. Hop Hop's like enjoying his time in the spotlight. He actually gets a call from Anne's phone on some like random movie producer who wants to give him the part of those Fumigator movies we've seen popping up in the background in past episodes. As long as Hop Hop gets to the studio by 10 a.m., he'll get the part. So Hop Hop runs off, and then Anne tries chasing after him, but then Mr. X shows up, so she hides while Mr. X calls in Jenny for backup. We kind of get a little bit of a chase where Hop Hop and Mr. X are like racing in those golf carts. Eventually, Anne and Sprig and Polly try taking chase. They go through a bunch of movie sets about past shows they've watched, like Suspicion Island and that soap opera I forgot the name of. So Hop Up manages to avoid Mr. X. He's rushing to like that movie lot water tower. And then he bumps into a janitor, which happens to be Humphrey again. And Humphrey is like a janitor in his daytime job. And like once Hop Hop explains that he got like the part and everything, Humphrey's still like super supportive of Hop Hop, and Hop Hop kind of feels somewhat not guilty, but more like inspired by Humphrey. But then Hop Hop decides to repay the favor and lets him and Humphrey switch spots again. So then Mr. X barges in, tries to arrest Hop Hop, but then not arrest, capture Hop Hop, and then we realize that like since Humphrey switched spots with him, like it just looks like he's just harassing an old man, and then like that director threatens to like sue Mr. X, and the FBI agents are like annoyed with him again. So then basically everyone drives away, and Hop Up kind of informs the kids that like he's done pursuing a career in acting, and just to focus on protecting the kids in this world, but he actually aspires to be a director now, and that pretty much ends the segment with like Anne punching him out of the cart. So that was Hollywood Hop Hop, and I really enjoyed. Well, it's a Hop Hop episode, so I'm guaranteed to enjoy this no matter what. I do think the addition of Mr. X helped, I guess, give this kind of storyline a little bit more flavor, or make it seem less repetitive. Because I know last season we had Caravan Named Desire, which was also kind of addressing Hop Hop's acting career and the conflict of interest, but which wasn't really the case in this episode. So I guess there's enough to like there's enough to like distinguish them.
Yeah, this episode, yeah.
Yeah, like, Mr. X definitely played a big help in making this like a lot more unique. Especially, it was nice to see Mr. X come back again. I didn't think it'd be this soon.
I mean, it was I really agree with you there, because like I think Hollywood Hop Hop definitely had its own flavors that distinguished it from Caravan. Like I think Humphrey's presence there, he acted as a really nice parallel towards Hop Hop. So it was just things like that just helped it out. Yeah,
and since like Nick, what were your thoughts on this segment?
Oh yeah, honestly, just a really wholesome episode, especially coming after what we had last week. I just really enjoyed. Like, there's just a really nice vibe to this episode. Like even so, this was Hollywood of all places. I never really felt like there was cynicism around. So just having a person like Humphrey there, just to hop that was just really nice, because out of all people in the cast, I think Hop Hop, he just deserves nice things that happen to him. So when we had an episode like this, I was just so happy for the old man. like lots of funny gags. I especially like the chase scene in the golf carts. When I really I was really glad that's there's just that one scene, when Sprig realizes that Suspicious Island isn't real, the Anne's like, "Come on, dude, stop being so gullible." Then we go over to like the British soap opera, and like it was just fun to me. But those two scenes coming together was just hilarious to me. But I just have like so many thoughts about this episode. Just put it simply, I thought just really wholesome, fun, funny, and just a nice way to sort of close off Hop Pop's act arc. Like I feel like I'm just really happy that he's able to sort of close that chapter of his life and actually just settle down with the family he has now. I mean, I know he mentioned getting a director job. Like I don't know how that's going to go. When we saw Anne kick him out of the golf cart because of that, I figured like he's going to change his mind.
All right, thank you, Nick. Lemur, what were your thoughts on this segment?
I'm gonna also I'm gonna echo what Nick said about this episode. I think in its very essence, this is probably what is a great way to end Hop Pop's acting arc, which is one of the most pivotal points of his character. I really like how this episode pretty much resolves that part of his life, and he wants to settle down with his family now, even though he did want to be a director now, which is kind of a great way for him. Aside from that, yeah, I honestly think this is one of my favorite Hop Pop episodes. Considering how much I kind of find Hop Pop's episodes middle of the road. Sorry about that. Yeah, this one.
Like his fingers hovering over the ban button. Like
Nah.
something.
Well, I'm not gonna be in this episode's podcast in the future.
No, but sorry, but keep going. I interrupted you.
Yeah, but shit, I forgot. Yeah. This is definitely one of my favorite episodes of HP, and I think it really helps that Mr. X appeared, which is, I'm not gonna lie, something that I didn't expect Mr. X to appear in this episode at all, because I thought it would just be a nice breeder episode from Olivia and Yunan, which I regretfully missed out. But it's nice because this episode still manages to be a breeder episode while still maintaining some of the tension that has been building up from the last few episodes, especially Mr. X. I haven't said this yet, so I'm gonna say it now. I love Mr. X as a character. He's a much better recurring antagonist than Cloakbot. I will say that, and I love his extra. I love his extra attitude, and pairing him with Jenny, who is a silent character, is a great dynamic. I'm also very curious on how his failures of capturing the planters will drive him forward in 3B, especially when we're expecting him to be an antagonist for the rest of the season, I assume. But yeah, aside from that, there's a lot of callbacks in this episode that is a lot of fun. Especially the fact that they brought back HP's catchphrase to be a plot point. That is so mind-boggling to me. That is
Right, that was from
amazing.
Stakeout.
Yeah. That was from season 1. And like he's been saying that for like multiple episodes too, which we all thought is just it's just a nice a nice little part of HP's character. We didn't expect it to be a plot point, so that's surprising too. Also, while I do think Anne and Sprig and Polly didn't serve much of a purpose in this episode, I still find them a lot of fun. Oh, And to be honest, I didn't. We shouldn't really expect them to play a bigger role. This is HP's episode after all, but from what we got from them, they're pretty fun too, especially their interactions with the movies that they watched in the car chase scene. That was fun too. Overall, this episode is just a lot of fun. I I could definitely say this is my favorite episode of HP, which is again a very delightful surprise too.
All right, thank you, Lemur. Pixels, what were your thoughts on this segment?
It's a very wholesome episode, focusing on Hop Pop, and even though I really like this episode, still one of my favorite Hop Pop episodes is After the Rain, just because of like how guilty he is and how much he's doing all he can to help. But anyway,
people will debate you for that.
and it's okay. It's their opinion. I'm not judging them for it. Anyway, back
Alright.
to Hollywood Hop Pop. Mr. X. I'm glad Mr. X was involved with the episode, and I kind of like the spit takes back to back because when because Anne had a spit take with the cereal, and then Mr. X had a spit take with the cereal too, which I thought was really clever. Humphrey is. I really enjoyed Humphrey as a character. He's the voice of the T-Rex from he was voice of Rex from Toy Story, which is a really good, which is really cool because he's basically a alumni at this point for Disney. It's just, and at the end when Hop Pop's like, you know what? Maybe I should just stop with this acting. Just focus on my family. I'm like, he's a Chad for saying that, like a real Chad, and like when we get episodes with Hop Pop, it just shows how humble he is. He realizes the mistakes he is and is determined to fix it no matter what. And people can debate me on that still, and that's okay. It's just I like the chase scenes, the the explosions as well was pretty hilarious with the planet
Yeah, we got
mines
that
and all
trailer
that.
shot.
Yeah, which is pretty funny, and the end with Anne pushing Hop Pop off the cart with the end title card at the end, which I thought was pretty cool. Yeah, it's a really good episode, really wholesome episode, especially from the trauma we saw last week prior. So, yeah.
All right, thank you, Pixels. Yeah, so I'm just going through this episode again. I guess, should we start with... I mean, we can talk about the parents. The Mr. and Mrs. Boonchoi weren't that prominent in this segment, but I just like...
Yeah, we should roast Mr. Boonchoi for what he said.
Yeah, Mr. Boonchoi asked about, like, charging rent, and then that's when
Yeah.
we all knew that the bullying
Yeah.
was deserved.
Yeah. The bullying, yeah,
Oh,
there's
man.
intention behind the bullying. They
You
knew
guys-
he was gonna say
You
that.
guys turned around from Mr. Bunchie to quite con. Jesus.
Yeah, because, and then just in Katsuning is like, you guys will never owe us anything. Ever. This episode, he's talking about charging rent? What?
I thought it was just humorous. Like it was a joking nature. I don't think he's really that serious.
It didn't sound humorous. He was so fun.
Okay, to be fair, he does sound like, I guess Mr. Krabs when he sees an opportunity to make money.
Who's ready to pinch their wallets? Like, come on, Mr. Boonchoi. After that heartfelt moment when Hop Pop was guilty over feeling like a freeloader, like he tries to pull money out of Hop Pop. I can't believe him for that.
To be fair, they have a point. They do have an actor in their house now. Of course, they're gonna take advantage of it, no matter how nice you are.
And then... Yeah, Mrs. Boonchoi, she actually didn't have much of a role in this episode.
I think she only had one line.
Yeah, she's like, oh, someone famous in the house, yeah. And I think there were some. I think some of the like, what's it called? The casting, not the casting director, but the one who's handling the auditions. I think she was voiced by Maddie's same VA.
Yeah, Jill Bartlett, if I remember.
Oh, that was her.
I think so. She sounds similar to Maddie, but she's not credited in additional voices, which is weird.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I didn't even notice. Huh. That's pretty cool. See, yeah, I really do like that. Season 3 really does feel sort of homely, because they're making use of they're either making use of like crew cameos or just their voices. So that's pretty nice, it really does show that it's made by people here. But no, I always love spotting Jen. Oh yeah, Jen, yeah, she was on the tour bus. I swear she goes wherever they go. So I feel like I feel like they might even have the balls to bring her to Amphibia.
Wait, who, Jen?
Yeah, Jen. Yeah, Jen. She was on the bus.
Oh, Jen Strickland?
Yeah, Jen Strickland. Yeah.
Oh, why is she everywhere?
I know.
She can't keep getting away with this.
She's a director.
She's everywhere.
She has to make the episode perfect, of course.
It's like, Parker, I need photos of Jen Strickland.
I love the dedication that the crew has on making cameos of the show now that they're in the human world now.
Yeah, it's every single episode you can just spot a crew member somewhere.
I'm looking at Humphrey's audition, Humphrey's resume. Just want to read it. Humphrey Westwood, occupation, hopefully working for you. Experience, 68 years alive.
Hey, same as Hop Hop.
Education.
Just 1 year off. Dang it.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
Wow.
Education. Born hard and raised to the rhythm of Burbank's beating heart. I've learned 2 fun. That's where it gets cut off.
Dang. We're going to learn some big Humphrey lore right there.
I mean, just like,
look at his smile. He's so happy.
Yeah, Humphrey's just Hop Hop inside and out. Like,
yeah.
And he's been waiting so long for this big break, and Hop Hop, we've seen. I think if Humphrey was just a regular character in Amphibia, not Amphibia, if we were just meeting Humphrey for the first time, we'd all like him. But then the fact that he parallels so well with Hop Hop, and then we've seen Hop Hop's own struggle, it's easy for us to
to understand.
It's easy for us to understand Humphrey.
Yeah, to understand his struggles, his perspective now, yeah. See, oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say I forgot my question, but yeah, I agree with what your sentiment is. I actually forgot to talk about Humphrey and how much he resembles Hop Hop, which I will admit I did not expect.
Yeah, we expected an entirely different plot, them being local. Yeah, we expected something entirely different from them being lookalikes, right? I didn't expect his character to actually parallel Hop Hop. I thought they were just going to look alike, and that'd be it.
Yeah.
I'm just really happy. I'm just really happy they went with this direction. It's just, I don't know. It feels like a sort of, yeah, they're very similar, but I feel like Humphrey's also sort of a more, a happier version of Hop Hop, someone who's more at peace with his life. Even so, you can still see him struggling to become an actor. It's I feel like at the same time he's still having fun with it somehow. You know what I mean? He's still he doesn't feel that bad about the fact that he's been working his butt off for the past 45 years.
Yeah, true.
And there's also that minor line where he mentioned, "Oh, I thought I knew all of the other older actors in this area." Just looking back, you kind of realize that he's been trying so much that he's gone to know everyone else in the business.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just all those lines dropped here. I mean, yeah, I'm betting he's probably had like some bad experiences with the people there too, because didn't he say like, oh yeah, when Hop Hop was when Hop Hop felt guilty over getting a spot, didn't Humphrey say, oh, it's just good that someone nice got this role? Like, you just like, I don't know, you just sort of try to think about what experiences he's had trying to become an actor. So, I mean, it is Hollywood, so like, I'm not too surprised if he ever ran into anyone shady, but like,
Yeah, it's a cutthroat business.
Yeah, Humphrey's just such a nice guy.
Has he ever killed a man, though?
I guess that's what makes Humphrey better than Hop Hop in this
Yeah.
regard.
Yeah. He's not 100%.
His kill count
he's-
zero.
He's 100. He's not 100% Hop Hop.
Oh, and
Yeah.
I'm just noticing this now, but like, we all know the physical similarities with him and Hop Hop, but
Yeah.
also like Humphrey's design itself, all the colors are coming from Hop Hop's like amphibia outfit. I just noticed that now.
Yeah, with the jacket.
Yeah, like the jackets,
And,
like the tie with the
Mhm.
ascot, the shirt underneath,
Yeah.
the shoe, the pattern of the shoes
jeans,
for the
pants.
slacks.
Yeah, the slacks. I think that too.
Yeah,
Glad
I
they
should-
put glasses on. I'm glad they put glasses on him too. I don't know why, but I feel like without the glasses, it
would
feel
look
out of
creepy.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It would look cool.
it would. Yeah, it really would.
I guess in this case, like the glasses help enlarge the eyes just to make like that similarity.
Right. Yeah, which I thought was clever. And these designs are really clever. I love it. So Amphibia's really good with their character designs.
Yeah, and I was super to be honest, like when I was watching the segment and seeing how supportive Humphrey was being, I thought like Humphrey would come back and be some sort of like twist villain.
Yeah.
Being
Like,
like secretly being
Guess
super,
again.
like being like super personal
Oh,
for
yeah.
like Hop Up taking his part. Like I thought he'd just be some like obsessed actor who like gets rid of like the competition in the field and it like so relieved.
yeah, like because
I thought it would kidnap
because
Hop
it's
Hop.
Hollywood. Because it's like Hollywood. Like you just double think on that. But I'm just so glad they managed to just keep him humbled. You know, like they decided they didn't really need to go down any and any unfortunate routes like that.
Yeah, and going through the episode again, and so I guess I can talk about this now. Anne is a lot more cautious about all of their outgoings after like the events of Mr. X. And like I kind of agree with some of the people who thought it was kind of odd that like in Sprig's birthday she wasn't too concerned, but then you could probably use her desperation to be a good friend to Sprig as like an excuse to
Yeah,
why she was so like unhinged then. But then like after that she's been consistently more concerned about like what the planners do outside, such as Spider Sprig.
Yeah, because from what we've seen on the next episode, that explanation would be a lot more valid.
yeah. I mean, it must suck just being Anne because I feel like it's like when she resolves like one worry she has about taking care of the planters, another one pops up. Like first she was trying to speed run them getting back to Amphibia, and now she's trying to be super cautious about just letting them get spotted by anyone. So I don't know. It just sucks being Anne in season 3 right now. But go ahead, sorry, I interrupted you.
No, that's right.
You can't.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say you can't really blame Anne for being too cautious now or trying to act the way that she is in the next episode too, because it's still in her character to be not only concerned but also still caring about the planters.
Yeah, definitely.
and yeah, she was worried about Mr. X spotting them. Then yeah, we get that. Like I kind of like how Mr. X is like looking after those frogs that they fooled him with last time. Like he has them all up, and
Oh,
he has
oh,
them
I
up in
didn't
the
even
kitchen
notice. Oh, I
counter.
didn't
Yeah,
realize. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
beside the fridge, and yeah, he's just looking after all of them. That's just nice, and he has like he's taking proper care of them. Like he has like the heat lamp and everything. Like
Mr. X is not a bad guy, confirmed?
he's just doing his job.
Yeah. He's just like a little too into it, I guess.
True.
But I don't know. It was, yeah, it was pretty refreshing to see Mr. X again. Like I figured we wouldn't see him for a while since since his debut, Mr. X. But like but as soon as I started hearing Anne mention Mr. X, I was like, okay, he's gonna appear somewhere in here. But yeah, it was just pretty cool to see him again. Oh shoot! I forgot to mention, but there's something. Yeah. I think something I noticed here. Like, yeah, he's definitely getting more and more desperate every time he fails, and and it looks like his squad is sort of like getting fed up with him. So I feel like at some point, like either we'll get like an episode. Well, I think we'll either get a final episode of Mr. X's antagonist, or maybe those. I don't know. Either we get that, or they'll just like eventually team up to face a bigger bad or something.
I definitely think there's going to be a team up by the end of the series.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think we're gonna get one more. We didn't get a proper send off for him yet, so I think it's not the last we've seen of him.
I think there's gonna be one more Mr. X chases the Planters plot episode, and then we're gonna figure out how she's gonna play in the finale.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the director that calls him, I'm assuming, like it looks like a Michael Bay parody. I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, Michael Bay did work on some commercials before he became a boring director. So yeah, I think that checks out.
he was like the Fumigator director, right? Like
Yeah, the Fumigator. So those are like monster, high budget movies.
Yeah,
Yeah, and also he's the director of the Got Milk commercial.
Oh, like you're talking about Michael Bay? Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Bay.
Really?
Yeah.
We're talking Michael Bay.
The
explosion guy.
Yeah, he directed the Got Milk the Got Milk commercials.
I had no clue.
Specifically, the one with Hamilton and Burr.
And then, oh yeah, at first I was like surprised that like he called Anne's phone, but then I just realized like Hop Hop doesn't have a phone.
Yeah,
on Earth. I was like, okay, yeah, makes sense. And then you have that guy in the background just doing random like mocap.
Oh! Are you talking about the guy who's dancing? The guy who's dancing on the carpet or something? I'm trying to remember.
Like during like when the director calls Anne, like they just show some guy like in a mocap outfit, like behind a green screen. I don't know. I just thought it was weird.
Yeah, I need to pay more attention to background gags. So I feel like I miss out on half the jokes because I'm just like paying attention to what's going on screen right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of like blink you'll miss visual jokes in this episode, particularly in the golf cart scene.
Yeah, and I feel like Amphibia season 3 has had like a lot of that in general. Like, what was it? Yeah, back in Mr. X, like all the movie posters. The cardboard cutouts, all the tiny little jokes versus Reed.
Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised that Mr. X didn't see Anne like jumping in behind the garbage can, like, and they were pretty close already. But that just
yeah, they're like 5 feet away.
Yeah, I just have to accept that. But
I think that's just Mr. X not really caring about Anne, I guess.
Mr. X is bad at his job.
He's not bad. He's trying his best.
Yeah,
like he's good at. He's still pretty confident. Just that the problem is that Anne and the planners are main characters.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
he's dealing with
he's-
plot armor.
Yeah, he's
Mr. X
just-
is plot armor.
He's just getting outsmarted by Anne and the Planters most of the all the time. So it's not the fact that he's incompetent. He's just being outsmarted.
Yeah, we talked about the trailer shot and the golf carts. I know they're CG, but it doesn't look too obvious here in this case, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, actually, yeah, they've done a good job of blending in 2D and CG, haven't they? Like, I know what was it like the flag and like I know the flag was like apparently CG, but like I only sort of noticed it in like one or two scenes maybe, but most of the time I really just felt like it blended in. So like, yeah, they've been doing a good job of that ever since season 2.
Yeah, I think these golf carts were a lot better blended in than the flagon at some points. I think it's just when the pyrotechnics, like when the special effects go off, like the cart is like extremely smooth,
Yeah,
and then that's what you can tell, like that's like CG
Yeah.
compared to like the 30 frames, or sorry, 24 frames per second. Then you can tell there's like a slight difference, I think. I kind of like how when we see those carts go off the ramp, they don't like fly out of control into the sky like in Thai Feud. So it's just I noticed the difference when like these carts actually obey gravity.
yeah, they just do whatever they want with the physics at this point.
Nah, you can definitely say that the gold cards aren't really that faster compared to the food trucks in Thai Feud. So yeah, that could explain the different reactions.
Right. And like when the palm tree like goes down and blocks Mr. X's view, like I just thought, since we don't really get an idea of how far that palm tree was to like the water tower, I thought like Mr. X would just like get off the cart and just like chase after him, because like, but he still ended up just going around.
This is what I'm saying. No, Mr. X is bad at his job. Like, how does he? I'm sorry, but I don't know. How does he get duped like this for the second time? Come on, Mr. X. I don't know. No, it's just I don't know. Yeah, this is just a really fun episode all around.
Yeah, we pretty much covered the segment. Like,
I mean, I guess
we already talked about like the scene where like Humphrey was working as a janitor there, like at the studio, and like yeah, just Humphrey's just like a nice guy, and it's nice to see Hop Up like return the favor. It's just like, and it kind of makes sense too. Like Hop Up's not gonna be on Earth forever, so it just at least
yeah.
when Hop Up has this like golden opportunity, like it kind of makes sense to give it to Humphrey, since like Humphrey lives on Earth.
Yeah, plus I mean, I guess Hop Hop already got a taste of what it's like during Caravan, so I feel like at this point, like, yeah, I feel like I feel like Hop Hop just finds it easier to let go.
Oh, I forgot to mention this earlier, but yeah, I like the detail where Hop Hop actually thought he was just like auditioning for a play, and then later they find out it's like a commercial. Like,
Oh yeah, he didn't understand it. Yeah, I never noticed it. Yeah,
because
yeah,
he's like,
yeah.
"Oh yeah, we did my lines yesterday," and then like he finds out like it was actually part of the commercial.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I like that they're keeping up with that stuff.
I actually have a question before we end things off. How do you guys think Humphrey will play in the bigger part of the season? Because I'm pretty sure Humphrey's not gonna be a one-off character. He's gonna appear soon in later episodes of 3B, hopefully.
Right. Since you brought that up, yeah, like since Humphrey is part of like the main cast, not main cast, he's part of that group shot. I do think Yeah, I do think he'll have some role. Like he'll maybe use his fame or popularity or whatever to help the planners out at some point. I'm not
I
sure
was
how.
thinking like I was probably thinking he'll be like that old guy who has like a lot of wisdom and like advice for when either Ian or the planters are in some deep stuff or don't know what to do.
Like I imagine like Humphrey, not Humphrey, the planners are in a chase, and then like Humphrey pulls up in a limo and just gets him out. Like he's in like a tux and got shades on. It's like
Wearing sunglasses, a top hat, has a cane. Oh man. I hope that does happen to Humphrey. He deserves it. He really deserves it.
Humphrey gets a pimp cane.
A pimp cane. Humphrey the pimp. Oh man. I can see it now.
And then oh yeah, and also that movie lot. There were I guess it was another Tarantulas movie, but they
Oh
had
yeah, yeah.
It
it
was
was
like a
still the same
behind the
villain.
scenes though. Yeah, it was behind the scenes though. You could see the wires when Tarantula was like super.
They're all
super
flying
big.
around and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we covered. Okay, I think we got everything. We got. Oh, they were carrying like once Hop Up got to the studio lot, they were carrying a glass. I also thought like that glass would get like shattered or something because like that usually happens in cartoons, but I guess it didn't happen here.
Yeah, I guess those type of jokes are evolved. They're evolving in cartoons. Like I feel like that they've been like such a mainstay in cartoons. I feel like you can like every time you see like a newer one, like they sort of have their own spin on it or something.
Oh, we also had I'm trying to zoom in on what happened when Anne, Polly, and Sprig like took that golf cart. Like they just like they kicked the guy out and stole it. I think it was
Yeah,
Polly.
Yeah,
yeah.
what
Polly was
happened
like,
first?
no more questions, Earth Man. Then she like shoves him out of the
Drive!
car. Yeah, then Sprig just
Drive.
I don't even know how Sprig ended up being the one driving, but he did. And then he started racing after them.
Yeah, I'm trying to zoom in. Polly kind of just like shoved him out. Like she was like in midair and shoved him out.
Yeah, I don't know. See, I like that. I like the fact that Polly's destructive side hasn't, like, hasn't disappeared yet. I like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I was kind of hoping we'd see her like work on Frobo in the background, but I guess there's no time here.
Yeah.
And then so Hoppa wants to be a director now. That's
Yeah, good luck with that.
it's like when one door closes, another door
Yeah.
opens.
Yeah, at least he's passionate. You gotta give him that. He's really passionate about the entertainment business. So,
Well, I guess we'll just have to see where that takes him. I mean, I wasn't expecting it. I was not expecting him to like move on to directing. Like, I sort of figured that that when he was making peace, his acting career, that he was just that he was finally ready to just settle down and take care of Polly and Sprig. But I guess we'll just see how that goes. The whole directing thing. Honestly, I guess we haven't really should we move on to just talk about Hop Up as a character in general, just like how he's gotten to this point or something? You know what I mean? Like from season 1, season 2, season 3 of this.
I feel like we've covered that
we did a
lot
lot.
in
Yeah.
past episodes too.
Yeah.
Right. We said we were very repetitive with Hop Hop, like saying the same episodes over, yeah, saying like how he is as a parental figure and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I guess for anyone listening, like we've covered like a lot of Hop Up's like story and in the early
We
season 1
love Hop Hop.
episodes.
We really love Hop Hop.
I mean, according to a Reddit poll, like that was done last week, where it's like, which planet was your favorite? It was like it was split pretty evenly in like the middle of the day between like all three of them, and then eventually like Hop Hop won and out between while Sprig and Polly tied.
Oh,
And I
wow.
was just surprised by like how balanced it was
Yeah.
until like Hop Hop took over.
Yeah, honestly,
That's
I just
nice.
feel like, yeah. I mean, honestly, I feel like out of the three planets, I feel like, yeah, Hop Hop probably has the best episodes, I'd say. Like, maybe solo episodes. I'm going to say solo episodes because like, someone's going to slap like Hopping Ball on my face or something.
Yeah, I guess because like Hop Up's an older character, so like a lot of like the crew can like
Yeah, they can
project
really.
their past experiences onto Hop Up, since like it wouldn't be as
Yeah.
applicable with Sprig and Polly.
Ooh, see, a cool thing is like, do you think, I feel like Hop Up's like sort of toned that down now because back in season 1 he would say legitimately depressing things, right?
Yeah.
Like I know, like was it Civil War? Like he was like, once a week we all get to come together and forget about our deep worries. Like,
Jesus.
and then it just every
Dude,
time I hear that lineup, I just deflate. Like I'm just like, Hop Hop, come on.
he was so deep. He was so deep.
See, I mean, maybe it isn't 100% intentional, but I sort of just want to say, like, I don't know. Now that Hop Hop's sort of happier for his life is right now, I guess he stopped saying like depressing stuff like that all the time because I feel like that characterized him so much in season 1. But then he started like waning off of that in season 2 and season 3. Like I've not heard a depressing Hop Hop one-liner in a while now, if I'm being honest.
I mean, until the next episode.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Okay. Well, that one was more forced. I feel like okay, that is true.
Yeah, so I think we can move on to If You Give a Frog a Cookie. So let me pull up the episode credits. Okay, so If You Give a Frog a Cookie was directed by Joe Johnson, written by Todd McClintock, and storyboards by Cassie Zwart and Cheyenne Curtis. So the episode starts off with Anne in the kitchen making cookies. And Mrs. Boonchoy asks Anne why the planners are just out in the backyard just lying down depressed. And Anne kind of explains to Mrs. Boonchoy that the planners are homesick and they just had like a makeshift swamp to try and like soothe their troubles, but it clearly wasn't working. So Anne decided to make cookies because that's the I'm trying to listen to the quote again. It was the answer to everyone's problems. Oh, the answer to all of life's problems. So then Mrs. Boonchoy kind of like has to point out to Anne that like she can't just keep giving them things and expect them to feel better. They have to figure out their own way to cope. And like Anne tries to take that advice, and then Mrs. Boonchoy really likes the cookies, and then Anne just like points out that there's bugs in them. So it cuts to Anne going out to talk to the planners. They're not doing so good. They're pretty homesick. So much that they've actually they've made a little mini diorama of Wartwood. And like it has like all these like little tiny characters as well. And Hop Up even interacts with miniature Sylvia. It's not healthy. So while they're moping, Dr. Jan calls Anne, and she thinks that she's found a lead on like a scientist that could help them out with the getting away home, but she wants to vet them first. So then, like, Anne was about to like tell the planners, but then Dr. Jan pointed out about like the vetting process. So like, because the scientific community can have a little bit of a bunch of weirdos. Uh, but then once the call ends, like the planners are kind of they know it's Dr. Jan, so they're like super like excited and hoping there's some answers. But then Anne at first doesn't want to tell them that like they have to wait a little bit longer. But then like the planners kind of guilt Anne into revealing that there might be a way back, and then they get all excited, and eventually like she decides to like take them to like that source that her and Dr. Jan found. It was some kind of it was the name was Dr. Frank, and then they come to some sort of it's called a brainism. It's like some sort of like I'm trying to I don't want to say Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, I feel like it basically is one, but like science with it too.
Yeah, it's like a science
yeah.
VR modernized version of Chuck E. Cheese. Like I was gonna say something that we have like in Canada, like, but I don't know. Like it's not. I'm guessing Chuck E. Cheese is probably like the most like well known example of like
Yeah.
like a fun house for kids.
Yeah, but there weren't even any parents there, right? Like it was just a bunch of random kids, right? Like the parents just left their kids there.
There's some
Jesus.
parents. Yeah, there's some parents around, but yeah, it was mostly kids. And eventually, like they look for the director, and then they go to like I guess like the office, director's office, and then that's when we get introduced to Terry, who's voiced by Kate Micucci.
Webby!
Yes, Webby. And Velma, which is
And hey, don't forget Sadie.
and Sadie.
Who the fuck is Sadie?
Okay,
Wow, damn.
Bro.
so Terry opens the door and like she tells him like Dr. Frakes is busy, but then Anne decides to like the planners aren't happy, and then Anne decides to like go take things further and call call themselves reporters. And then at that point, like Dr. Frakes just like barges in and decides to give them a tour of her research. So she shows like all of, like the experiments that are like not shown to the public, I guess. And then eventually she shows her interdimensional portal that she was working on. So then, yeah, like she kind of explains that like there was this weird energy source that happened a few months ago, which we know was the Calamity Box when Anne opened it and got like sucked to Amphibia. And we find out that this like kind of like energy residue kind of like went throughout the city for a brief moment. And that's when it sucked it like well, I guess in the case of Dr. Frakes, like she probably had the equipment where it was capable of like sucking stuff into Amphibia. In this case, it was the Skip Man that we saw way back in Wax Museum, which was like the Gravity Falls homage episode. So like since then, like Dr. Frakes has been like trying to replicate the process, and she was successful a couple of times and got some blurry screenshots because of like the magnetic disruptions or whatever. But basically, she had a way of teleporting everyone back home for not teleporting everyone back home, uh, opening a portal to another world, but for a very brief moment. So then, the planners want they want Dr. Frakes to open the portal just so they could see if they could see Amphibia or not. And Anne's kind of both Anne and Terry are hesitant to do so because it could be dangerous, but Dr. Frakes mentions like let the reporters decide, and then the planners guilt Anne once again into taking things a little bit too far. And then unfortunately, like they do open the portal, but there's no sign. It's not Amphibia, unfortunately. And then once it shuts down, like the energy blast knocks off their disguises and reveals that they're frogs. So like Dr. Frakes immediately like once she finds this out, she just wants to dissect them, and she pretty much like encloses them in some sort of weird like in some sort of weird force field and just carries them off to immediately like open them up. So then Anne, and then eventually like Terry like immediately teams up with Anne to just stop Dr. Frakes from doing this. We get this quick scene of that giant contraption about to like cut open the planners, and then Terry uses her. Well, first Terry gets separated because like all the kids at this fun house are like hungry or just little gremlins and just they want to go after her candy bar, her granola bar. So she gets separated for a bit, and then eventually she comes back and she's willing to lose her job just to throw the key card to Anne and just open the door and bust the planners out. We get a brief chase where Dr. Frakes chases them out with that buzzsaw. And then eventually, like, Anne uses her cookies as bait for the children to like go after Dr. Frakes, and they all escape. So Terry pretty much drives the planners back home, and Anne's explaining that she can't just like she's kind of upset with the planners for guilting her into all these events. And then like the planners apologize for that, and Anne brought up that like because of them they kind of like Terry lost her job because of them, but then Terry's okay with it because she wasn't really happy with the workplace conditions, I guess, and Dr. Frakes is a jerk. But then she mentions that like the portal that she'll help to make planners will get her the grad money she needs. And then at the same time we find out that like Terry's like totally on board with helping the planners get back home, which was getting once again another ally for the planners. And the segment ends with Sprig convincing Terry to let him drive at the end to disastrous results off screen. So that was If You Give a Frog a Cookie. And yeah, this is a really interesting episode where just like I don't want to call it, yeah, I guess lore, and like the callback with the Skip Man was like very satisfying to see, and the idea of a portal actually being somewhat possible without the calamity gems or the gems in general does raise a lot of questions that I'll probably get to later. But for the episode itself, yeah, like Pre Summers and Kei Mikuchi were great as Dr. Frakes and Terry. It was nice to see Dr. Jan again. The planners were really big. They were kind of jerks in this episode. But you kind of it's interesting to see that like now that we're on episode 8, at least from the planner's point of view, the appeal or the honeymoon phase of Earth has kind of somewhat ended for the planners, and now they're starting to get a little homesick, which makes a lot of sense. I didn't I wasn't taken back by it, like by the sudden shift compared to like even last segment where like Hop Up's like adoring Hollywood. So because I think it's not really it's not really a gradual feeling for getting homesick. It's usually just one day you're fine, and then the next day just you're yearning for home again. Like I'm just glad that this moment actually happened, rather than it not happening at all. But yeah, like them guilting Anne was really. I don't want to say. I'm not sure how to describe it, but just them guilting Anne into like. I get it, but it went a little too far. Like especially after. Oh man.
Yeah. I know how you feel because I'm like, I really want to be fair to the plankers, but like they were pushing Anne way too far this episode, especially with all the stress she's been dealing with. They're really gonna try that on her. Like I understand where they're coming from, but I'm like, guys, come on, take it easy.
I guess, Nick, what were your thoughts on this segment?
Dude, I am totally with you on like the payoffs we got this episode. That was already enough for me to go like, oh, this is GOAT material for Amphibia. The fact, like, I can go off on the skip memory, but I'm gonna hold that. I'm gonna go for the characters first. Like, yeah, what was it? Yeah, Dr. Frakes, Terry, really great all around this episode. I thought Terry was just very like adorable. I love like how she's helping the planters now. Dr. Frakes, so like she was fucking hilarious. Just all around. Any line that she put out just made me laugh. When she said like, yes, she was like, yes, science is the pursuit of naming things after yourself. Then Terry was like, oh, I thought science was the pursuit of knowledge. She's like, don't be stupid, Terry. Like, just immediately. That was hilarious. That was hilarious.
Yeah, great chemistry.
Cree Summer, dude. She is a veteran of like she's a veteran voice acting, so like you could just like see all that skill right there. That was amazing right there. Don't be stupid, Terry. I kept on rewinding to that. That was just hilarious to me. Like, I was like, it just showed you how much of a wacko Dr. Frakes was. But like, shoot. Of Anne here, I really do like the fact that they're sort of keeping. Yeah, I really did like. Even so, Mrs. Boontroy wasn't like that present in the episode. I do like the fact that they're sort of keeping up that dynamic where Anne learns a bit more and more from her parents on how to like be a caretaker and really just take charge herself. So that was pretty neat here. Like the planters, yeah, I'm with you. For me, it wasn't entirely necessary for me to see the planters say they miss Amphibia, but it is still a really nice thing to see here because, yeah, it made a whole lot of sense for why they weren't doing it before because obviously, like, they were just busy enjoying Earth. Like, this was like a vacation for them. It wasn't as dangerous as Amphibia. They were with Anne in a safe home, like, who knew how to take care of them. So it really did make a lot of sense for why they were just basically partying for the first couple of weeks they're here. But yeah, it was, yeah, I mean. And while I do understand where they were coming from, like I'm still like heartbroken over the fact they killed Anne this much, especially with everything that she's been dealing with. But let's see what else again. Yeah, we didn't see Mr. Boontroy this segment.
Okay. We did see him like Mrs. Boontroy like spat the bug cookies out at him.
Oh yeah, he deserved that. He deserved that. He deserved that after the other episode. But like, let's see. Yeah, I'm just really happy with the setup that we have here. Now that we know that it actually is possible for them to build a portal, I can't wait to see what comes up next with Terry. I'm hoping Dr. we got to see Dr. Jan again, which I'm super happy about. Like, I think on a rewatch, season 3H is going to be really enjoyable. Just when you really feel like the cast members we have, that they're more than just a one-off like appearance. You know what I mean? Like they're sort of a part of the experience all around for season 3A. So on a rewatch, I'm definitely gonna enjoy seeing how these characters started and like how they came up later on. Now let me pop off about the Skip Man. Holy shit, the Skip Man! Like we're talking like the Skip Man was revealed back in Wax Museum, and that what was that like over a year ago, around 3 months ago, right?
Yeah.
The fact we got that payoff now, none of us saw that coming. None of us thought, oh, this episode's going to give us a Skip Man payoff. No, we were just busy speculating. Oh, what's going to happen this episode? Are they actually going to be able to get them back home? Yes or no? Like, but that Skip Man payoff was one of the most refreshing experiences I ever got with Amphibia because we're talking like months of speculating, just talking about how it could possibly relate to the story, and we are finally getting our answer now. And I'm glad that we never gave up hope on that because I remember seeing a ton of people just saying like, it's not going to matter. It was from Wax Museum. That's just a crossover. So no, I'm so happy that we finally got the payoff now.
And the fact that the answer made so much sense is making
I know. Like, it's just like when you like see that scene, you're like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense how all that happened. Like. Oh, also, yeah, I should have mentioned, like, dude, that was so cool. Getting the because we haven't seen, like, we haven't even, it's just the intro chance. We haven't seen anything like that. But, like, yeah, that was so cool getting the intro like that. And then the giant blue explosion coming from that. Like, that was just all great. All around, if you give a frog a cookie, which is great, it was just a great episode for me.
All right, thank you, Nick. Lemur, what were your thoughts on this segment?
I love this episode so much. Oh my god. Like, oh man, this is such a great way to build up the climax that we're gonna get in like 3B. This is not only does it pay off like one of the longest running mysteries of the show, which is the Skip Man, but also it really did a great job at like building like I said already, it did such a great job building up the setup and how 3B is probably going to go down, which now I'm very, very into, and I'm very hyped to see what comes next. Um, of course, we got to talk about Dr. Frakes and Terry in particular. Oh man, I love Terry so much as a character, and Kate McCutcheon's performance is amazing. I love how she uses her more low-key voice compared to her usual one that she uses to in a lot of her roles, like Webby and like Webby. It's a lot more similar to the voice that she uses with Velma, and I'm very welcome. I welcome it. It's perfect for a character like Terry. And speaking of her character, it's so nice to get another adult that Anne can trust, especially after everything that she has went through. So now she has two adults to take care of her outside of her parents, which is Dr. Jan and Terry. It's that one line with Anne where she said to Terry that she don't try to stop her, but Terry immediately rebutted with wanting to help her and knowing that Dr. Frakes might be a genius, but she's a nut job. And so Anne said, "Oh wow, what a nice turn of events." Yeah, it is. It is a very nice turn of events. That is great. Uh, Dr. Frakes, so funny. She reminds me. I've been playing a lot of Crash Bandicoot, so she reminded me a lot of Dr. Neocortex. she's she's not that cartoonishly evil, but her you get that insanity from her. And Cree Summer, goodness gracious, like of course I can't really say good things enough about Cree Summer. She's awesome. I didn't expect her to be a part of the season, let alone be a guest once we get the press release, but she really excelled her role as Dr. Frakes, and I'm actually very curious if Dr. Frakes will appear anytime soon or if she's going to be a one-off, because personally I think Dr. Frakes could have a potential to be another recurring antagonist in the season. Um, Outside of that, again, mirroring your sentiments, I do. I really like seeing the planters being homesick, which is one of the biggest complaints that the fandom had with the early season 3 episodes. Like people complain about why are they rushing to Amphibia? Why are they being worried? Why do they not act like they're missing Amphibia? Because like you guys said, it's because they're on a place that doesn't really try to kill them anymore. Like it Earth is a much more safer place than Amphibia because there's no there's no creatures that are gonna try and kill them, and it's a whole new world that they want to explore, and they're with Anne and her family. So yeah, it does make sense why the planters are gonna be fun. Are gonna have fun in Earth first, but it's going to that uh what term is could be used here? That honeymoon phase, like that's gonna end eventually, and now seeing them be homesick after all this time is very it's a lot. It's definitely in character, and I really like that. I I also hmm, I also don't yeah, I also don't really like the planters guilt tripping Anne here, but I mean, again, like you guys said, it makes sense and you get that, but the girl has already enough stress going on with Mr. X and trying to get them home. Like have giving to her even more stress is not beneficial for her health anytime soon. But speaking of Anne, a lot of people criticize her for her actions because she acts a little gullible, but again, like I get it because
Well, Anne wasn't
yeah,
gullible. She just kind of caved to the peer pressure.
yeah, because like even if she's like a better person now, she's still Anne, and like at the end of the day, that's still like her one weakness, which is not really putting her foot down and still caving in with uh with the demands of the people that she loves. Like she did it with Sasha. Like she stand up to Sasha because she's sick of her stuff. She's sick of her. But with the planters, that's a different story. And so while it is kind of annoying, it still is a little bit of in character when it comes to Anne, and that's one of her biggest issues. I don't think that's gonna be solved anytime soon, but I think they're gonna tackle it. I think they're gonna tackle this side of her personality soon, probably in 3B once we get back to Amphibia. And one more thing to talk about the payoffs. Oh boy. Ah Again, I think I said this before. It's so nice to finally get answers to one of the longest running mysteries of the show, which is the Skip Man. A lot of people doubt that the Skip Man is gonna be relevant, but seeing it come back and seeing it come back is not only satisfying, but the way that they answer it, the mystery of it, is so much better because it made so much sense. And like this also puts a lot of discussion. This puts some discussion on on what level the technologies between Amphibia and Earth could be. Because yes, while Amphibia is more advanced when it comes to its medicine and health, because they did achieve more immortality and they have magic on their side, the the fact that humans are starting to replicate their feats without using magic tells a lot. Tells something tells something important that I think is gonna play out in 3B. I Overall, damn good episode. I really really enjoyed it.
All right, thank you, Lemur. Pixels, what were your thoughts on this segment?
Guys, I like lots of the 20-minute rants from both of you. Jesus.
Sorry about that, Alec.
No, it's
I
fine.
apologize.
No, your excitement's great. Your excitement's great. It's a really good episode. I really like the chemistry between Terry and Dr. Frakes. For season 3B, I would like to see Mr. X and Dr. Frakes team up. I feel like they're a good side by side duo that would stop and do everything they can, but I can also see the disadvantages from that. It was it was still, I wouldn't say it's wholesome. I would say that it's it's a really good episode though. Jeez, trying to think because you guys really, I was hearing your thoughts like, damn, you guys are like putting up the billboard out with all the thumbtacks and lines connected to the Wax Museum episode. But yeah, I love how it connected back to like how it all started, like with the big explosion, the big blue ray and stuff. Um, Great voice cast with Cree Summers and Kate Mulchin because they're they're OG voice casts. I do like, and the payoffs are good because the planters did rush Anne a bit. They did rush, but I do understand why, because you are homesick, and the kids are vultures in that daycare museum, and I wish Polly would have decked at least one kid again from like what she did.
Oh, wow.
What is
Episode.
actually
I'm just saying.
that's another thing that I want to point out. What is with the kid? What is with the kids slamming in this season? Jesus.
I mean, they're not
Why
wrong.
not?
Yeah,
It's
the crew.
California.
Yeah,
What do
the
you
crew is
expect?
showing. Yeah, the crew is showing their true colors on that. I think we know how they feel about kids now.
Yeah.
Like Jesus.
Hold
Like I
on.
know.
no,
Sorry.
you're fine. You're fine.
I was gonna say, like, damn, Matt, you don't have to hate children that much.
I don't think it's about hating children. It's that it's California. California has a lot of families,
True.
so it wouldn't make sense why they have kids, like a lot of kids with daycare centers.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Anyway, I do feel bad that they're homesick, and they actually made like a little diorama of Wartwood, kind of relates to like what Mrs. Boonchoy did with Anne, like made the whole Anne dolls are like number of days. Like it was 89 she put, even though I feel like it's inaccurate because it's been 5 months, so that'll be about a little bit over 160 or 180 days. But it's good episode. I loved it. I love how Terry kind of stood up for herself. He said, "You know what? No, you're staying in there. I'm gonna do my own thing to help this girl out." And that's another thing. I like Anne. Anne is becoming to have more trust again, especially like what happened to True Colors and even season 2 with the betrayal. So I think I wrap around. I like it. That's it.
All right, thank you, Pixels. And
You're
yeah,
welcome.
like you mentioned earlier with like the Mrs. Boonchoy and the mini village comparison, like we forgot to bring up, well, we didn't forget, but I like that minor thing with Anne talking to miniature Wally and then like the wind blows like to like shake his head. I just like that Wally was giving advice even though he wasn't really there.
I do like it's Wally that Anne asked. that says a lot.
Yeah.
But before we get to the portal stuff, yeah, like you guys covered Dr. Frakes pretty well. Terry. Hmm.
Yeah, we just tore everything apart. One after
Yeah,
everything.
you both did.
Yeah, I'm
I couldn't
trying
hold
to.
back. I was so happy about these episodes. I just couldn't hold myself back.
Jesus, man.
So I'm looking at. We didn't talk like okay. The most visible thing was like the Owl House. The Owl House screenshot.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
that.
that was neat.
Yeah,
And yeah, that's all I
it's
have to
just-
say about it.
Yeah,
But
I don't think it's building into anything. It's just like a nice little nod to the Owl House.
You guys remember that illustration from Andreas's book where it portrays Amphibia as like the central hub world and it like connects to 5 other worlds?
yeah, like the
Oh,
Boiling
yeah.
Owls is one of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, the Boiling Isles is definitely one of them now. Along with I assume the Shadowfish's world and the Mossman.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of the blurry screenshots was like very purple, and I'm assuming that's the like the Shadowfish world. And then there's one that was like a little bit darker, like a dark greenish color. And that's what I assume is going to be that's what would be the Mossman world.
Yeah, Mossman. Again, it's interesting how Dr. Frakes' what do you call those blurry screenshots are fairly accurate to like what worlds are connected to each other and not.
We could argue that in that image, the bottom right, the colors kind of look like Amphibia. Let me post it in the chat.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so I can assume that the bottom right is Amphibia, and like it kind of reminded me of the ruins of despair with those like rocks, but it could honestly be anything.
Yeah.
In the bottom left, you can see the mushrooms.
I thought.
Yeah, like it could be like I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's just they just want a casual. It feels like those blurry screenshots. Like one of them's the Owl House, obviously, and then
Of
the other two we
course.
identified. We kind of thought they could be Mossman and Shadowfish World. So like, if they were at least trying, whoever designed whoever finished this, cleaned up this scene, they were kind of. It seemed like they were intentional in like associating each image with a world. So I'm assuming like the bottom right could be from Amphibia, or yeah, it should be from.
It could be Newtopia at sunrise.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay. What about the top?
Yeah.
What about the top right? I'm trying to figure that out.
Oh, top right.
Did I see
I
like
was assuming Shadowfish.
Yeah, Shadowfish.
okay?
And then bottom left is Mossman.
Mossman.
Because it has like that kind of night vegetation look that we kind of saw in the basement of Newtopia. So we went through that.
I was gonna point out how these three worlds are so blurry, and yet we immediately identified the Owl House. It's just they couldn't pick anything else from the Boiling Isles.
Yeah, they really wanted us. Yeah, like on the subreddit, it's like we're removing any, like we just pinned one post where it's like, yep, that's the Owl House reference, and we're removing everything else.
That's great.
Because I feel like there's going to be one guy's like, yo guys, look what I noticed, and we're all gonna be like, yeah, man, we're happy you noticed it too, but we all noticed it.
Yeah, it's already happening. I already saw it happen a ton.
Yeah, but that's a really nice nod. It's a sister show.
Yeah.
Can't wait for Luz and Amity to have a date while the core is invading Earth.
Oh man.
And like that brief moment when the planners guilt trip Anne again, Sprig and Polly like fist bump, and was that setting up like another gag that eventually like got cut, or is just showing us like the planners were being kind of like shitty to Anne?
They're being shitty to Anne. Yeah, they're being shitty to Anne. They're just like, we're like, we got her. Let's go. They're just like, they're just. Oh my damn it! There's like, if there are any other people, I'd be so mad at them. But it's just the fact that it's the three of them that I'm not mad. I am a little disappointed, but like, man, just the fact they strung Anne along like that for the whole episode.
It's like,
I guess.
Oh, go ahead. It's like this moment kind of reminded me from the dinner where they were just being like absolutely like, they were absolutely ripping Sasha apart for reunion.
Yeah, like they were just laying it on. Damn. Like, see, I'm really glad that Anne did call him out at the end, though. You know, like she. I mean, yeah, the planters are people that Anne feels like she owes a lot to, but I am glad that she, put her foot down and just made it clear how they were like, making her feel. So that was good. But then, like, Dang it! I just wish that Sprig had to ruin it at the end with guilt tripping Terry. Like, why did he do that? But no, it's honestly
Into driving.
Jokes aside, that was just an adorable scene at the end. Oh wow!
Yeah. My own day almost died because of it. Because Sprig literally just swabbed right around the highway.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot. But yeah, Lemur, you mentioned that it'd be kind of cool if Dr. Frakes returned as a villain. My brain went immediately to a Mr. X and Dr. Frakes team up or something. They're gonna form a Sinister Six of our Earth enemies. They're gonna go team up with Robert Otto or something.
Oh man!
Imagine that, Dr. Frakes, Robert Otto, Mr. X.
So we have Mr. X, Jenny, Dr. Frakes, Robert Otto. That's 4. Who else can we add to this?
Reconstructed cloak bot.
Yeah. Trying to think who else we have. Who can we add to it? My brain's like, is that all we have? Dang,
I think that's all we have.
Those are only.
Yeah.
Wait, no. What about the clown? He can come back for revenge.
Wait, which clown?
Like that one, the one in Sprig's birthday after they got him fired.
He didn't care.
He
didn't care.
That'd be so cool though. Like all the antagonists just come back for one episode, just for a fucking final confrontation of Anne the Planners. That'd be hilarious.
The miserable 4.
Yeah, the miserable 4. Yeah, I'd love it.
That's the actual name of the episode of that team. I'm gonna
miserable
cry.
5 because you guys forgot Jenny. Oh yeah, wait, never mind.
Yeah, I
included Jenny. Yeah. The funny thing is, I would not put it past Amphibia to have an episode like that. I feel like they totally would, wouldn't they? Where all these past enemies just come back and just work together to finally put down the plan just once and for all. Hilarious.
I honestly think that it would be very plausible because at this we got 4 I guess if we include Dr. Frakes, we got 4 antagonists now, which is Mr. X, Dr. Frakes, Andreas, and corrupted Marcy.
Oh. I think it's just a time thing now. We're already so far into season 3. I'm not sure when they'll have time to do this. Maybe I could see them all coming back to help in the final battle.
Yeah.
That's definitely more plausible, though.
Yeah.
Even Dr. Frakes, she could be just Battle of LA.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a cool episode title, cool 22-minute episode title, wouldn't it?
Oh, guys! Oh my god, that would be an amazing reference to an actual IRL event.
Which one?
You remember? It was an old news article about how aliens are invading LA, but it's actually turned out to be lights.
Whoa! Yeah, I just looked it up. Wow.
And there's also a movie called Battle Los Angeles.
Yeah. And
dude, please, I'd love it if the show did. Now I really want the show to do that. Holy crap!
But now there are actual aliens invading.
Yeah, and the plot of that movie
so
was
great.
Distant UFOs become terrifying threat attacking Earth.
And then that would just be so rad if they actually did all this.
I wouldn't put past them.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Yeah, I would personally really love it.
So yeah, we covered.
Yeah, we've squeezed out a lot of stuff.
I think we can start getting into I just want to.
Oh shoot! Oh wait, sorry. Did we mention the intro? Did we get an update?
Yeah, I wanted to bring up the intro.
Okay,
yeah. It changed.
Yeah, so after Una and Olivia, now we have Core Marcy Darcy. So
Darcy.
Darcy, yeah, she's replaced the tube shot of Marcy in the intro.
Yeah.
So
And
like
has
the
a
core,
cape.
yeah, with the cape.
It is
Yeah,
like,
go off the cape.
while it hurts me to see poor Marcy like that, holy
She looks pretty
fuck,
cool.
I can't deny they look badass. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
it's a huge
When
red
you have a
cape,
cape,
the antlers, like, holy shit. I'm like, that is
when you
awesome.
have a cape,
Like,
you look
it
badass
is-
automatically.
Like, they look badass. Like, I cannot deny it. It's like
Oh,
it's
I
like
just realized we have to start referring to Darcy as they.
They
It's more than
Because
one
Technically,
individual.
it's true.
The
Yeah,
two.
technically, it's true. Technically, it's true.
I just love their design. It hurts me. When I think about Marcy underneath that, it hurts, but like, holy shit, their design.
Yeah, it's a nice shot.
It is on point. Like,
Also-
Amphibia doesn't. I don't even. I cannot praise the character design enough. Like, that is so on point. They
Especially
have never disappointed me ever with that. Like, character design, never disappointed with anything around that. Like, that is on point right there.
Especially like that final shot in the background with the
Yeah, like they eclipsed Andreas now. Like, yeah, didn't Andreas take up like more space back then? But yeah, now he's
did.
Yes,
yeah.
with the cape, with his cape too.
Yeah. Now that we have an even bigger like antagonist at hand. Like, Andrews is just I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say he's nothing at this point now. He's definitely still going to be a big player, but like, damn, just the presence of Darcy overall just eclipses him.
Also, I don't know if it's me or it's like an audio issue, but like, did anyone heard the opening parts of the intro a little distorted?
no.
Oh, okay, that's just me because
I was watching
did
on
not-
cable, so if you were listening with headphones, like on streaming, you probably heard it, but I didn't. So
I need to rewatch it with a cleaner version soon.
I don't know if it's intentional, but like the season 2 intro had like the shot of Marcy with her like back against Anne and Sasha, like, and her head was like over the moon, like it was blocking the shot of the moon, and then like in the season 3 shots, like like Darcy is completely covering the moon now and looking over the shoulder. I don't know if it was like
Yeah, we can't 100% say it was intentional, but like, I'm still like, damn, that might be a coincidence, but it is one hell of a coincidence. Like, it is just like, I gotta keep saying it, as much as it pains me. I'm sorry, but it's fucking amazing. Like, this is awesome. I'm sorry. Like, it hurts me to think about Marcy, but like, this is awesome. I'm sorry. Like,
She's
I cannot.
fine.
I
She's
cannot.
fine.
Yeah, she's fine. Like, she's fine. Wow. Yeah.
Huh?
Like, oh, wow. Pixel is trying to reassure me, but like, yeah, I don't know. I just focus on how badass Core Marcy looks. Like, it is like, can we just the fucking antlers? Holy shit, they are bigger than they need to be. But I don't even care. Like, they look amazing.
Oh, they're great.
Like, I just can't. I just can't get over this design. Like, it is just phenomenal right here. Just completely on point. Like, I think I was talking to someone about like it just like, you know how colorful Marcy's design was. Like, this is just the complete opposite. Like, the black colors, it just feels like everything's just been muted. And like, yeah. Then you have like the orange and red. Like, isn't that like sort of like I honestly do not know my color theory, but isn't that like the opposite of like green, blue, whatever else Marcy had? Like, let me check.
I believe so.
Yeah, I'm not good at my colors. Let's see. Yeah, basically, yeah. It's literally the opposite, yeah. So I don't even know. Like, I mean, it's just...
wait, isn't Marcy green though? So it's like
now Marcy,
You're right. You're right.
Emerald.
Yeah.
She's emerald.
Yeah, Marcy's... I mean, I think Marcy has like a splash of blue, green, honor, just sort of like a... Yeah, sort of like a balance between that.
And the opposite color of green is red.
Yeah, damn, and those are the Knight's major colors right there. Damn. So, you mean there's definitely a lot of intention behind the Knight's like design. Like, I feel like they definitely put thought and just like into the I don't know. My brain's going to places. I'm like, oh, the Knight could be Marcy's ultimate antagonist or something for her to overcome. But like, well, that's something we can just like talk like later, like literally That's something we're only gonna be able to get at like months down the line. So I don't know, just that. I don't know. That interchange was just great. Just hands down amazing.
Yeah, you're spot on with your observation there. By the way,
I'm not gonna lie, I stole that from PC. Like he was talking to me about that earlier. He was talking about
of course.
Like, yeah,
Carson Princess Cthulhu.
because like I just brought up how like the colors change. The colors from Marcy's scenes change from like season 2 to season 3. You know how like it's all grim. Like there's like it's all grim. There's lots of orange and red that just makes everything just feel violent and alive. Like then Princess Cthulhu, he was just like, oh yeah, red and orange. Those are the opposite of blue and green. I was like, oh neat. That was that.
And even in Olivia and Yunnan, the like since we had Marcy walking around, like the armor looked kind of purplish, like a very dark purple. So that also works with the color wheel.
Yeah, like they're just damn. It's just giving you the idea that Marcy is just being like oppressed, right? Like the natural state of Marcy is just being like crushed down by the night, or sorry, not the night, the core. I'm still getting used to that. Like we spent so long just calling it the night, but yeah, it's just phenomenal design all around. Just, like, can I say color design? I have no clue, but like what they've just done with this, like I have nothing but praise.
Also, I think this just confirmed that core Marcy is actually gonna be hanging around a lot more than we thought.
Yeah, I was like, early season 3 rescue. Nope.
Yeah, that's
nope. Nope.
We all
Yeah.
Nope.
We
I was like,
How close do we think this is gonna happen? Like, and like, actually, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe this
I'm just betting late game season 3 rescue. Like last 4 episodes, we're gonna have Marcy back. That's what I'm betting. Episode 16. Right now, on the podcast tonight on the podcast. By episode 16, we will have Marcy back. I'm calling it right now. By episode 16. Quote me on this. Quote me on this. Episode 16. Episode 16, we'll have Marcy back.
All right, Nick has made his prediction. We are locking it down. Going into the time capsule.
All locked in.
I'm gonna make my prediction. Darcy is gonna last through episodes 10 to 14 or 15. Yeah, 15. Let's go with that. 10 to 15 as well.
I'm gonna up Nick by 1. I think it's gonna happen episode 17. Darcy ends episode 17.
Okay, let's see it.
We'll see what happens.
We're gonna see what happens.
Is this an auction? In before episode 10 is actually going to be the whole Darcy episode, and they solve that plot point, and we got Marcy for pretty much the rest of the
Imagine if they did that to us. Like, but man, I don't know. I was keeping my fingers crossed. Maybe she'll be back around episode 12, 13, 14. Nah, we're getting there. They are not gonna put that much effort into this character if we were not gonna have it go on for most of season 3. Like, it sucks. I want Marmar back, but like, I'm sorry, but like, what they're setting up here is too awesome to pass up.
I just want Marmar to be happy again. I'm
looking at
she'll be fine. She'll be fine.
I'm looking at your bruh. I'm looking at the collage here, and fuck, I'm getting sad now.
Yeah,
fine. Like Darcy will last like 3 months, and then Marcy has the rest of her life to be Marcy.
Yeah, she has the rest of her life to deal with the trauma. It'll be fine. She'll be fine.
Bruh.
But yeah, I just sorry to our fans who can't see. Maybe I'll just post an Imgur link underneath the video or something. Whatever. I'll post an image link. But like, it is really something. It is really something else to just see how like the colors for Marcy's episodes have just changed overall. Like, they're either like dull purplish colors or just like violet looking splashes of red and orange. Like, it's just, I don't know. I gotta clap my hands to that. It's phenomenal stuff right there.
All right. So I think going back to just one more thing I wanted to cover for If You Give a Frog Cookie, like, maybe I'm getting too big picture here, but so we know Dr. Frakes was able to open up a portal for like 5 seconds, and that was without any of the. I guess that's without any of like the Calamity Gem power being involved. We are so. How I always saw season 3A, like the reason we were on Earth for so long was because we were giving planners the planners the chance to like explore Earth and like actually experience Anne's world before eventually going back to Wartwood or back to Amphibia. So now that we have like it's not complete, it's not permanent. Like this portal, if it were to be if it was stabilized, we would have like a robust way to go travel back and forth between the worlds. So my assumption is that Anne, like the key to stabilizing this portal and get back will be Anne herself, like using her calamity powers and whatnot to like actually like complete this chain. And I hope that's the case, because if we eventually get to a point where like the players can freely travel between worlds, it kind of undersells, in my view, like the purpose of spending so much time dedicated to them on Earth in the first place. So I don't know. So it's like it'd be nice to have a way for the players to travel like back and forth, but like in terms of like actual like impact, like I'm hoping that's not the case, unfortunately, which seems like a terrible thing to say out loud, but
Plus, I mean, you can't forget the ideas that the day at the aquarium set up. Just like that's the literal halfway point of this series. They were definitely trying to tell us something about a potential goodbye between them. Like it's not going to be the extremely happy ending we'd all like, but it's still going to be something so they can still feel like they're a family, because it's like Hop Hop said, family bonds each other. But coming off what you said, Thumb, I'm just thinking I'm thinking there's still probably going to be a caveat I'm thinking there's probably still going to be a caveat to like teleporting between back to Earth and I even question like, what if the portal? I mean, okay, I'm just throwing this out there, but what if the portal is like one way? Like, what if it's like just a one-way entryway back to Amphibia? Because like, there's no like they don't have another portal hooked up right there in Amphibia. Like, I'm thinking they might set up a time limit for them or something. Like they'll open up the portal again at a specific date or something. But like gosh, there are just a lot of questions that come with this. But just my general thoughts on this, like, yeah, honestly, I'm not even like sure what to really make of it all. Now it just opens up like a lot of potential. It just opens up to like a lot of potential endings for Amphibia. So like, I don't even know what to like land on right now. But
yeah,
it is. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. You go first.
I'm just thinking like, it is pretty awesome that we're now getting like, because I know like I'm pretty sure like every episode has always been about them like referencing trying to get back to Amphibia. So it is really nice that we finally have a lead. We have someone who can actually like open up portals to like other worlds. So that's pretty cool. But I think it is. I don't know. I saw some people like worried about like it being too easy. So I'm pretty glad that like right now it does seem like we still have a lot of hurdles to overcome. Like we can't even, for one, they can't even open up the pearl for more than 5 seconds. 2, like honestly, they're starting from scratch because they can't even use Dr. Frake's lab anymore. And 3, like they can't even find a specific world. Like there's just a lot of kinks they're going to have to figure out here. So like I'm thinking maybe it's like you said, Thumb. Like it's going to be up to Anne's calamity power to stabilize this thing or something. Gosh, please tell me like that. Please tell me Anne at least becomes aware of why she has her powers, because we've been like playing with that idea for how long? Since the first episode. Like it's torture at this point.
Yeah, and I don't think we'll ever get like a proper explanation of like what her power set is, and I think that's like probably for the best because it just kind of gives us like an easy way, not easy way out, just like the gems are mystical in nature, so like the more you try to rationalize it, the less it loses its, I guess, allure
Yeah.
or its
I
spectacle.
yeah. I guess I just want Anne to like go, oh, I got the powers from the Calamity Box. Wow, you know what I mean? Like it's just been like, it's
Well,
just been too long in the show messing with us.
like I think
I think
I'm pretty sure they know that it comes from the gem. It's just we don't know why that happened.
Oh, wait, you're saying Anne's aware of that?
Yeah, I think they're all aware that like, because I think Andrus even brought up how they're in. Andrus brought up how like she's still connected to the stone. I'm guessing
Oh,
everyone other than Anne heard that.
I didn't even think about that. I mean,
yeah. Plus they
wait,
plus
wait. So you're saying
Like,
like, wait, hold on. So you're saying they're all aware that Anne got her powers from the stone. Like, that's what you're saying right now.
yeah, because didn't Andrus mention that like she's still connected to the stone, like in True Colors, she's still connected to the stone. That's impossible.
yes.
Ah, damn.
And
The characters
also
directly.
and
I feel like you guys have been keeping that away from me for so long. Like, so what if you should have mentioned that a long time ago? I've just been like waiting.
okay.
Okay.
I was saying for when you're saying this, like, isn't Anne like drew an illustration back in New Normal where with her and the other two with their respective gems too, like she correctly illustrated that her and the girls have their own gems. So in a way, yeah, she is aware that she has powers from the blue gem.
I mean, are we sure? Are we like 100%
Yeah,
sure? Really? I just
yeah.
what?
Yeah.
No, what? They've never directly stated it though. What?
Andrea said it.
Well, I know Andrea said, but like we never really got to see the cast like go say anything about that, have we? I feel like I'm losing my mind here. We've never gotten a scene of that. We've never got a scene of like someone acknowledging that Anne might have gotten her powers from the Calamity Box. Have we? No, we haven't. We have not.
Yeah, I don't think we have, but
like,
I don't know. Just it seems like such an obvious thing. But who knows?
But no, actually, no. Like, yeah, it is a very obvious thing that like she got from the box. But like, Anne's like, you know what I mean? Like, they've never really hinted that like any of them know that specifically. Like, they just keep calling her blue powers. Like, they aren't like they've never really referenced the box in any way. They just keep saying it's Anne's blue powers.
Yeah, maybe Anne could explain that with one of the human companions once they finally figure out how to do the portal.
Huh. Damn, I mean.
And speaking of the portal, I'm really thinking that the IT gals and Terry are gonna team up to make that portal.
Oh yeah, like I'm pretty sure. Like at this point, their main cast. I think the advantage that the Earth cast, or not, I don't want to say advantage. The big difference between the supporting characters on Earth, is that they have a lot more. It's a lot more specialized and a lot more like integral to the story. Because like for Wartwood, it was just like Anne showed up in this random town, and we just got to interact with like all the random townies.
Yeah.
But like in the case of LA, it's since they were on like a quest, they had to interact with like people specifically like involved in this quest. So yeah, it's nice to have like a supporting cast like for every field. Like so Dr. Jan is history, IT gals are engineering, and then Terry now will handle like the more like sciencey parts of helping to get away home.
Plus, there's still like Mr. X, Ginny, and Humphrey. So We don't know how they're going to play out.
I'm thinking like maybe Mr. X can help with his like I don't know his connections or something. Like maybe get some like helpful tech along the way. Like I mean I think these characters they all could really come together and just I think that I'm pretty sure they got this. I mean like when do you guys think like I mean I don't know if we're going to bring this up though, but like I mean with the portal the portal plot really getting started here. Like when do you think we could be getting back to Amphibia? Like I'm thinking like. Now
Episode
like
10.
episode 10. Damn. Okay. All right. Well, is that another bet? Oh, okay. We're betting again. Okay. Hold on.
No. This isn't a bet. This isn't a bet. This is just an observation.
Okay.
Because I know. Okay. I know we didn't. Maybe this is a good time to talk about Matt mentioning episode 10 being a 22-minute episode. Like he mentioned that was meant to wrap up 3A, but then he mentioned but. Since the schedule changed around, like Froggy Little Christmas could serve as wrap up, and then episode 10 would also be a good mid-season premiere.
Yeah.
So when I hear that episode 10 could act as both, but was written as a mid-season finale first, I get the impression that the way episode 10 ends off is that it wraps up most of 3A, but then at the very end has some sort of twist where it perfectly leads into the next episode, which would be 3B or episode 11.
Yeah.
And my sort of idea is that we get this whole maybe the first half is a bunch of resolving culmination of whatever's happened on Earth. All their allies make the portal. Mr. X interferes. Maybe something with the Mother of Olms in this weird world between worlds type of scenario we got in the Second Temple, since if And is somehow the key to stabilizing the portal. We get that weird mystical stuff with Mother of Olms, and then they're back in the Planner Farm and they meet up with Sasha and Grimes. The last 30 seconds. We're all confused, and then instead of waiting 6 months for like what happens next, it's just the week after.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, if there's a plot that could serve as
I think
it's either.
Oh no, I think you cut out a bit.
We can hear it now.
God. Okay, well, as I was saying, like, if there's a plot that could serve as an opener and a closer to a half of a season, it definitely would be the plot, the portal gets created and we get back to Amphibia, or an Andreas backstory.
I'm just here's why I'm still hesitating a little about it being episode 10, because it's just
yeah, I don't think
Matt's purpose for the season.
Yeah, I feel like episode 10 is going to involve more Earth stuff, but like whatever it sets up at the end, the very end, like maybe the last minute or two, that's going to be the 3B stuff. That's what's going to be the ideal mid-season opener, since this was written to be more of a finale for the first half.
I'm just trying to think though, because with what Matt said, his idea for Anne being on Earth, right? He said it's for Anne to lick her wounds and make good of her past, right? Just to really be on the same page of her parents, to really understand where they came from when it came to raising her, to really appreciate that. I feel like, would you say Anne is at that point yet here? Are you saying? Do you think so that's why I'm hesitating. Do you think that's all good and done with? We don't really need anything else from that, and now they can go back home.
Maybe
I think they still need to resolve something. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Lemur.
I was gonna say maybe they could maybe episode 10 is where they finally tackle Sasha and Marcy's parents. They're finally gonna tackle them.
I forgot about their parents. I've been I don't even know. Honestly, I mean, they're going to be there somewhere in season 3B. But I'm just thinking, with the Boone Troy parents, is everything resolved enough for us to be able to go back to Amphibia? Because that's Because Amphibia, like, it tells its story through its characters. Right? Like, characters are number one. They will not let things move forward until, like, what they want to do with their characters are all played out. So I'm thinking, like, are we going to be able to go back to Amphibia in episode 10?
I think that's why we have a 22-minute episode, though. That's what's going to.
Yeah, that's there too.
Yeah,
that's where, like, probably Anne, like, that's where we see the conversation of Anne. Maybe the Boon Choice think that the portal is just for the planners to go back.
Ooh, yeah, that's never come in conversation.
We get that on top of Mr. X, on top of Mother of Olm stuff, and that could probably all tie into Anne, like, being true to herself in a way.
Yeah, sure. We have 22-minute episodes back to back, so, like, yeah, I think based on what Froggy Little Christmas does, I think, like, that'll, like, make or break this idea that we're developing here. So I'm just guessing what the episode's going to tackle. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm not saying this is a big thing for me, but I really do hope they're really gonna talk about Sasha and Marcy in episode 10.
Episode 10 or next week?
Episode 10.
Oh, okay.
Because I feel like that's the perfect place for them to discuss that.
Yeah,
I'm trying. I feel like a lot of this talk for episode 10 is going to involve a lot of discussion about the rest of 3A. So I think maybe we should just go on to start talking about Froggy Little Christmas promos.
Okay.
All right, sure.
Because I do think we could dedicate more time to this in another conversation.
Gotcha.
Fair. Yeah. Fair.
I mean, yeah, honestly, we can just do that once we're done talking about Froggy Little Christmas next week. I mean, there's that.
Yeah, that's true. But I guess
we got. Oh god, I was about to say it all for you. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I know you posted, like, all the clips for Froggy Little Christmas. Like, we got 3 of them. I think we covered the promo. It's basically the planners study the planners learn about like, the meaning of Christmas, while Andrews, like, sends in a surprise. And from what we got in the promo, it looks like it's some sort of drone that's, like, loaded up with missiles and whatnot. Because he's seen tormenting, like, the Triple B newts, like those guys with those newts that we saw back in Marcy at the Gates. They're wearing, like, elf outfits while it looks like Andrews is just, like, launching missiles at them. Yeah, a bunch of holiday clips. So I'm trying to zoom in on the image. It looks like a flying mantis, because it doesn't look too much like a dragonfly. Yeah, it's, like, loaded with missiles, I'm guessing. And Andrews has, like, the VR looking goggles on, so maybe he just sends us through the portal and he can just look through it himself. What else is there? Yeah, we got the tie float. Like, they're part of some kind of parade. That's probably where Andrews, like, sends in his drone. I think the only thing left is that whatever Andrews has here doesn't really look like that giant foot we saw stepping on that car in the trailer. Oh, then we also have Dr. Jan and then Ali and Jess come back in this episode. But yeah, like, the main thing and also there was, like, that dialogue where Andrews mentions that he remembers this holiday. So I don't know if that was Marcy.
Yeah, that was
Marcy who
like
told him, or if
That's gonna be Marcy.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be Marcy, but I'm also like, I don't know, the way he said it.
The way he said it sounds like he's, like, directly familiar with
this. It's way too much. Like, I feel like it's just, the very, very easy and simple answer is that it's Marcy, but, like, it's just the way he was like, oh, yo, I know what this holiday is. I remember this. Like, it's like, he's giving off way too much right there.
I mean, but the way the promos, like, edit the thing, they edit the promo where they have Polly say plot twists. Like maybe it's just like a fake out, and maybe Marcy really did just tell Andrews about it. But
Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I don't even know, but I'm hyped for this episode. No, honestly,
we'll find out next week. Yeah, so
We'll find out next week on Amphibia Z.
but yeah, it seems like Andrews is playing like this time. He's going to have like a direct.
Yeah, he's going
A
all
direct
out for this
role.
one. See, but my problem is, like, I just love the fact that he's also like having fun at the same time. Like, he looks like a fucking gamer with his VR headset.
Yeah, he's
Like-
tormenting the
Yeah. Weren't those the nukes from Marcy at the gates?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Marcy claimed that they were her friends. Like, oh, look at them. They're probably like sucking up to Andrews right now. Honestly.
Yeah, they're dressed up like elves too. Like, well, yeah. So
Oh,
why are they
really?
dressed up like
Wait.
elves?
What? Wait. What?
Wait, so yeah,
Wait. No. Pause everything. What? Wait. Hold on. Go back to that praying mantis. Didn't he dress up that praying mantis with a Christmas outfit? Well, hold on. Wait. Now you're messing with me right here. Okay.
I'm not. Okay, let me post
wait,
a screenshot of this.
Did he?
Okay.
Wait. And then he has a VR headset on. He's like, "Oh, I recognize this holiday." Did he set up the VR headset before or after he decorated that machine with the Christmas decorations? Hold on. Like, I'm like, wait.
Okay, Nick, you keep telling me to hold on, but like,
Go
I'm
ahead,
not
go
holding
ahead.
on to anything.
I'm like losing my brain. I'm about to go crazy again. This is gonna be like the hop till you drop clothes dropping again. Like, hold on a minute. This is like what? Now I have so many questions.
This is a revelation for Nick.
Wait.
You're the one who posted this in the chat. Like, I thought you.
Yeah,
looked
why
over
are they dressed up like elves? I didn't pay attention to that. Why are they dressed up like that? What? I have no clue what's going. Wait, so does Andrews know that? I don't even know what's going on. So
Like,
does Andrews know? Like,
unless Marcy showed him like a Christmas movie in August or just in some random day, like, and I don't know. This all seems pretty detailed. So
yeah, it's too because it's like, does he keep up with Earth holidays? Because like, would he just randomly decide that he's going to? It just. There's so many questions here. I don't know. There's so many questions. Because Amphibia, apparently the planters, they know nothing about Christmas, right? So, like, we should assume that Amphibia doesn't know anything about Christmas, but, like, Andrea's somehow wrecked. I don't know. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Wait. When was the holiday? Wait, hold on. When was Christmas, like, think about it. Because he lost the box over 1,000 years. Yeah, like, or wait, hold on. Go ahead.
I'm looking this up. How old is Christmas?
Yeah, because boom, that's how we could know. Because right. Like, because there's nothing stopping Andrews from just taking a quick peek at Earth over 1,000 years ago, right?
9th century. That's when it became popular. Like,
major
holiday.
There we go, right? We got it. Boom. There we go. That's how he knows. He took a quick peek over 1,000 years ago. He's like, oh, yo, man, I know this holiday. Like, I don't know. Then he started doing all this. I had no clue. It's either that crazy idea or Marcy just straight up told him about it. We're just gonna. Well, I'm glad we're getting that answer next week. Christ.
Or maybe he just sent in a drone to Earth just to spy around, and then.
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah. Damn. I was about to lose my mind over that.
And then he saw Anne still alive, and now he's desperate, and now he wants to kill her.
You see, my problem is I feel like he's having too much fun though. Like Andrews, like I feel like he's gonna be pissed off as he lose. I feel like he's gonna lose and then get super pissed off in this episode. But like, I have no clue.
So I assume that the big surprise Andreas has is he has a robot that he can control via his VR headset.
Yeah, it's just I know a lot of people are speculating that it's the foot, but my problem is his foot is not big enough to crush a car like that. Like it's just not. It's probably gonna be a giant robot or something.
Yeah, or like something controlling just a giant Santa.
Yeah, that too.
Model.
Yeah,
that was my prediction. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we have next week. I mean, either way, Andrews is going to be in for the next episode. Oh shoot! Yeah, don't forget, we're still looking forward to that Darcy voice line. Like, don't you think it's time to say goodbye to those childhood friends of yours? That could be like I saw some people speculate that could be like sort of like a stinger at the end of the episode. So I'm betting like, yeah, that's probably going to be it or something.
That's gonna be the cliffhanger. I'm pretty damn sure.
Yeah, it's gonna send chills and send chills down.
But when is it gonna be used? Like, what scene is gonna be accompanying that?
I'm just betting it's gonna be right at the end. Like we're gonna get the Rebecca. Oh shit! Don't forget the Rebecca Sugar song. Like, see, so we got the Rebecca. I'm betting like maybe after the. I'm okay. I'm betting right now. It's gonna be a happy Rebecca Sugar song. All right, just because this episode just feels like it has like the whole holly jolly Christmas spirit to it. I'm betting it's gonna be a happy song, and then it's as the whole conflict of the episode's resolved, the family's all together and enjoying Christmas. We're gonna like go back to Amphibia, zoom in on the castle, zoom in onto Darcy's chair, and then we're gonna get the voice line drop. You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking it's gonna go down like that.
That'd be like a dark way to end the Christmas episode.
I mean, I don't know. I was guessing.
Wait, do you think the Corps just looked into Marcy's mind for stuff on Christmas?
See, that's okay. That's also true. That's also there.
I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, Andrews's one line that really is throwing me off.
Yeah, I did not. Oh, I know this holiday.
I remember this holiday.
Like,
But yeah, I think we can wrap up tonight's episode or tonight's recording.
okay.
Any final thoughts, Nick?
Honestly, just another reason why season 3 showed me that it's like our strongest season started yet. I feel like it's just every single week is either giving us good or great or amazing episodes. So I'm glad they continue that trend this week. So I'm looking forward to seeing our mid-season finale next week. So honestly, just all around happy right now.
All right, thank you, Nick. Lemur, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm gonna echo Nick's sentiments here. Really good pair of episodes this week. I really am looking forward for Froggy Little Christmas, and I'm also very looking forward on how season 3A is gonna be looked upon by the fandom as time goes by. I know people have been having doubts, but personally, it's been a very, very good season. Definitely the best first half of the season that best first half of the season that we got so far from this show. Definitely stronger than both 1A and 2A.
All right, thank you, Lemur. And yeah, overall, I enjoyed these episodes. It's nice to. I think this is probably like Hop Hop's last solo episode. I'm glad it kind of ended off with it had a wholesome end to it. And yeah, like if you give a frog cookie, it gave us a lot of nice lore about like the portals and what's been going on that front. And yeah, it makes it's all slowly coming together in terms of Anne building up the resources and the allies needed to actually make a way home rather than like finding one. Well, I think there's gonna be a little bit of there's still gonna be a little bit of searching left, but I don't think we're that far off from returning to Amphibia. But with that, next week we'll cover Froggy Low Christmas, and that'll pretty much wrap up like season 3 for the rest of the year, which we're going to the hiatus soon, but that'll be fine.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be back in a hiatus. Yippee! Maybe we'll get another Amphibia Direct. Maybe we'll get another Amphibia Direct. Maybe not. We'll just have to see.
I bet this is gonna be the shortest hiatus of the show. I assume because
I'm still betting on like a summer premiere. I feel like we
Yeah,
won't
I
be
feel
back
like
until the summer.
yeah, that's what I'm feeling because it feels like that wait between season 2 and 3 was too short without some sort of like drawback, especially with the way like Spider Sprig and Froggy Little Christmas lined up so well. It feels like Disney TVA was like not Disney TVA, Disney Channel was like itching to like get this out just for synergy and timing. And then now that
For
these episodes are out, it's like okay, now we can take our time.
Plus, I feel like with like bunch of new shows coming back like in early 2022, I feel like just based off how Disney handles scheduling, I feel like we won't have Amphibia season 3B back until once those shows are done running themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
I honestly forgot there are other shows airing in the Disney Channel.
Uh, Big City Greens, but yeah.
What? I
Molly,
actually
Molly
look.
McGee, Owl
I
House.
actually because Molly McGee is gonna end soon, and then Big City Greens is gonna be in a hiatus for a long while too. So it's it's they're not gonna come back anytime soon.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But I guess with that I think we'll call it a night or day. we'll call it a
Yeah.
we'll call it a time. Thanks guys for coming on and thanks everyone for tuning in. See you guys next time.
Yeah. See you guys next week.
Yep. See you.